And welcome back to the channel. In this video we are going to go over some practical information and tips to those who are fairly new to the Great Awakening and who are somewhat overwhelmed by the flood of information, the new view they have on the world, themselves, and their immediate surroundings, like the relationship with their friends and family. Now, first of all, what is the Great Awakening really? The Great Awakening can be described as an individual and or collective awakening of people all around the world to the truth of who and what we are and what has been hidden from us for centuries by dark forces, either in the earthly or in spiritual realms. Both are very real, by the way. It is a waking up from years and years of brainwashing from the mainstream media, the government, religion, and the schooling system. All the ideas and thoughts and even emotions that they have implanted in our minds from the day we were born without our consent. This has shaped us into something that we shouldn't have been in our truest essence. It is finding out that we have basically been living a lie, and it makes us feel stupid, especially at the moment of realization of the initial awakening moment. We come to the conclusion that we have been duped for so long. Don't worry, you aren't stupid or dumb or anything like that. You only know the information that has been spoon-fed to you, that's been given to you at any given moment, and what is shown to you. It is not your fault. But the question then arises, what has been going on and what can I do about it? When you get on the internet and start searching for topics related to the Great Awakening, you get bombarded with information. This can become very overwhelming at times. Topics come up like Satanism, the Galactic Federation of Light, AI, Deep State, adrenochrome, child trafficking, ritual sacrifice, MK Ultra mind control, flat Earth, the Great Solar Flash, you name it, much more. Now, what can you do with all this information? My first piece of advice is, and this is easier said than done, I will admit that, is not to get overly emotional. We cannot have a bunch of emotional people running around trying to save the world. It doesn't work. I mean, do you ever listen to someone that is hysterical, trying to, say a bunch of things that you've never heard of, that doesn't make sense to you? It's overwhelming. The person is just reacting purely out of emotion. You usually want to keep away from people like that. That is the initial response. So that's my first tip anyways. Alright, the next tip that I'll give you is dose it wisely. Don't be that guy or girl that is on the internet all day searching for all the horrible stuff that's going on. That is also a quick way to become a destabilized person, an unbalanced person. And what we want in this fight is balanced people. That's what I'm striving for anyways with this channel, to not have people that are too polarized, if you get my drift. And some of you might say, no, it's the liberals, or it's the Republicans, whatever. It doesn't matter. You don't want to go excessively into one side of the spectrum. You don't want to tip the scales, so to speak. And that, because that does something with your emotional being. You are too focused on one thing, you are starting to lose the overall picture. So yeah, dose it well. Don't go off looking for satanic ritual abuse cases or whatever, and looking up pictures online of those cases, because they'll only give you nightmares. Really, just be aware of what's going on and try to spread the awareness in a way that is not too hysterical. And if I can give a tip, like, if you want to bring something to someone's attention that you know that that person doesn't know anything about these topics, someone that you probably know that will disregard it, just bring it in this way, like, hey, listen, I came across this topic and I thought it was very interesting. Can you take a look at it and tell me what you think about it? Because I think it's pretty shocking, or something like that. Bring it in that kind of way, instead of like, oh my God, they're sacrificing children, and that's not gonna work, man. They're just gonna start laughing at you, even though you are right. They will start laughing at you and think you are that what do they call it, tinfoil hat man or girl, so yeah, that's my advice. Don't do that. And if you want to do it in a sneaky way, and I've done this before, I don't care if I wake people up in a sneaky way or not. You might disapprove of this method, but hear me out. I think it's a pretty good one. Anyways, send like a message on with a messenger app, whatever, or Facebook, whatever you use to message people with. Send them a message of an article that you thought was really interesting to people that don't know anything about this stuff, and then right away after you send the message, you say like, "Oh, that message wasn't meant for you. Sorry, but well, have a look anyways." That's an easy way to break this material to people. Like I said, you might not agree with this method, but take it from me, it's a pretty effective one. It works. Because people will be curious, like, what the hell did he send me? Oh, it was a mistake? Now I'm definitely gonna have a look, kind of like that. Alright, next tip. Question everything. Question everything. Even if it's Donald Trump or whatever is going on. At this moment, I keep telling people I still lean towards what is going on with the whole Trump thing, that he is doing good. But if I start to see things that contradict that, then I will immediately turn around and switch around. I will question everything he does. So be flexible in that. Don't be like, no, it's like this, and I'm not gonna deviate from that course of thinking, that rigid thinking pattern. Be liquid in that regard. And I want to say, by the way, to new listeners, I'm from the Netherlands, by the way, so it might sound weird how I try to bring things across, with my words. Anyways, it's the best that I can do. But yeah, just be open-minded to any possible outcome. That way you won't be in for a major shocker. Even if aliens land on your porch right now, don't be shocked. Anything can happen. We live in a crazy world, and it's just gonna get crazier. Alright, next tip. Stop caring what people think about you. This is probably the biggest problem that we're facing right now. Everyone is keeping each other in check because no one is actually coming forward with what they really think. Of course, there are people that do. Most of the listeners of this channel are most likely doing this, talking about what's going on, speaking up loud and clear. Because, anyways, when you stop caring what people think about you, then you can start developing your true essence, who you really are. Otherwise, you are just keeping up a facade. to keep people happy, and that is not you, because you are just being an actor, and actors are not themselves, are they? This means that you will lose a lot of friends, possibly family. You might break up. Relationship will go to shit. Who knows? But in the end, you are going to be thankful for all those changes. It might be hell first. It will, because it's a huge shakeup in your life. You're changing, your environment is changing, the people around you are changing. That it's not easy, but after all the dust has been settled, you are going to be a transformed, more empowered person. That I can guarantee you. Don't be snooty. And with that I mean people that haven't waken up yet. Don't belittle them, or call them normies and things like that. It's just pushing them down. You want to treat them with compassion, because they haven't woken up yet. They don't. There was a point that you weren't awake. These people just haven't delved into it enough. They are still at another phase that you are in. There are also, of course, those that want to be blissfully ignorant. Those, don't waste any time, effort, and energy onto those people. That is my advice for that. Because spend your time and energy on people that do want to look into things and want to change. Where there is hope for. Anyways, be understanding. Okay? Would you listen to someone that said like, "Oh man, you're an idiot for thinking this and that, man, it's like this and this"? Immediately you'll go into a defensive mode and screw this guy, man. The hell is your problem? Okay, well, the next tip kind of ties in with the earlier tip of dosing it. Just do things that have nothing to do with whatever is going on at the moment. It's very important, because you want to be in balance. Someone that is spending his entire day looking at this shit will get either depressed, have mood swings. It won't be pretty. You will. It changes your character. I know this out of personal experience. I'm not just saying this, without any experience. So yeah, go do some hobbies, whatever can take your mind off this awful stuff that is going on. That will, relax your mind a little, and just take certain time blocks in your day to go over some information that you want to look at. Don't spend like 6 hours a day looking at all this wacky stuff. Make it 1 or 2. Look for an hour on whatever platform you're looking to find this information. Go do something else. I assume you also have a job or whatever, and just dose it like that. Just I would recommend don't look at this stuff for more than 2 hours a day, because it's depressing. Just know it's happening, and the most important thing in this whole fight is just waking people up. And another tip that I can give you is, and this might sound, again, maybe tinfoil hat kind of stuff, but I truly believe this: stock up on food and water. I think that the upcoming months are going to be a lot worse than what we've experienced up until now. Biblical stuff might happen. You might see there's gonna be a revolution. I mean, there's gonna be a civil war, in my opinion. It's gonna happen. We're already in it, aren't we? Really? I mean, the US is in it. It's just they don't call it a civil war yet, but it's basically a civil war, isn't it? And God knows what other things they will pull out of their sleeves to keep fear mongering and controlling the people. This is the last push for the New World Order. This is their time. They want to really push it through now. And the last tip for this video is be happy that you got red pilled. Did you really want to live in a dream world where things aren't what they really are? That you're that guy that's just being controlled? I don't think so. Anyways, I will make more of these type of videos in the near future. I'm sure I forgot a bunch of things, so there might be a part 2. We'll see. For now, be sure to follow me on social media. I'm on multiple platforms, and I am also on Patreon, where you can support me starting at $1 a month. So be sure to check that out, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care.